Here we go again. A lecture on the African past.
And I'll be damned if any African Guinea man is gonna make me lose all I've been working for.
That's why you don't mesh, Emil. Because deep down, don't you eyeball me, boy.
Do you understand your place in Hollywood? How you move the dial, what you mean to so many people?
I'm beginning to learn. Always surprises me. The hugs and the kisses and the attention.
E.T. was last with Louis Gossett Jr. in 2022, inside his Georgia home, where the Brooklyn-born Oscar winner told us his stories about making history in Hollywood.
You decided to go into drama. Why?
What I wanted to do was to get a scholarship and be a professional basketball player. Not only did I get the scholarship, but I got a scholarship for sports. I got a scholarship for drama.
Mm-hmm. And you're this student, and somebody calls up and says, hey, or you got a tip to go down and try out for something.
My English teacher. He says, hey, Louis, this is this play. They're looking for a young black kid to play this lead on the Broadway show. They said, we want you to do this part. We know you never acted before. But first, you got to get rid of your Brooklyn Jewish accent. I opened in a lead on the Broadway show, never having seen a play.
What was that like? You're in high school.
Too dumb. Too dumb to know. Too dumb to be nervous.
His big break came just a few years later when he was chosen to star in the groundbreaking play, A Raisin in the Sun. It brought a black playwright, director, and cast to Broadway for the first time, and the film adaptation in 1961 was Louis's big screen debut.
Once you can do theater, so you can do anything you want.
You know, if me and you get done and start talking about things, sometimes we'll have to do that, Walter.
You come to Hollywood. Your first day in L.A. What happened?
First day in L.A. They put me on first class. The limo came out first. They got me off the plane first. They thought I was an African diplomat. Put me at the Beverly Hills Hotel, at the presidential suite. Within 5 minutes, I was stopped with guns. The police from the county of Los Angeles told me, get out of the car. Put me up against the sidewalk. It was 110 degrees that day. They said, who do you think you are? They sent me after 2 hours back to the Beverly Hills Hotel, and I'm broken. I've never had that kind of experience.
In those early years, you were in pretty heady company.
Oh, yeah. Ruby and Ozzy.
Ruby D,
Yeah.
Ozzy Davis.
Diana Sands. I tried my best to marry that girl. She kept saying no. Leave me alone. But then there was Sidney, of course. When I met him, it was hard for me not to copy him. He was so good and so poetic. It made me go deeper in myself to come up with my own unique way of doing that.
I guess to turn this here Guinea man into a proper field hand.
More success came in 1977 with Roots, one of the most watched television events in history.
You won an Emmy. What was that like, winning that Emmy for that?
A surprise.
Roots changed this country.
Yeah, it woke people up.
You played an iconic character.
I played Fiddler.
Fiddler was a hard role because there were people who said, oh, he's the house Negro.
I thought I was being insulted. You got me playing Uncle Tom in this big historical place. And doing the research of the Fiddler, there's no such thing as an Uncle Tom. And you had to learn how to survive. And if it wasn't for him, you and I wouldn't be sitting here.
His performance in the miniseries was inspired by his own great-grandmother.
That woman there was a slave, Grandma Ray.
Where?
And down here in Georgia. So when the slaves were freed, she must have been, what, 15 years old?
I modeled a great deal after her. The thing that caught us was her patience, her soft-spokenness, and the more soft-spoken she was, the more fear of God we had. I was raised with a bunch of young people and ruled by the matriarch, my great-grandmother. And that philosophy keeps me warm.
What do you think she'd say now that she have a chance to look back at your career and what you accomplished?
You know what she'd say? Hey, look, Junior, come here. God was here before you got here. And she may as well calm down and let him run things. She still affects me today.
The winner is Louis Gossett Jr.
Louis's Oscar came in 1983 after starring as Richard Gere's drill instructor in An Officer and a Gentleman.
They knew me, but they never knew my name. So I guess I'm on the map now.
I got up, and it was Susan Sarandon who gave me a big bear hug, and Christopher Reeve gave me a Superman handshake, and I went like that. I teased him. And now here I am with an Oscar in my hand, looking at these people who are standing up applauding. And it felt like it was another planet.
And you became the first African-American male to win
Yeah.
a supporting actor role.
It is a piece of history, yeah.
There's that many great black actors and actresses. They belong in people's homes, on television, and in people's theaters, more than they are. And I hope this will open up the gates.
What was your relationship like with Richard Gere when you were making that movie? What was it like?
Richard said he wanted to win that fight. Get the girl, and that would be a Hollywood movie. The Marines wouldn't have it. That boy is not going to beat this DI. They had trained me so well that they said, well, why don't you let him fight? Maybe not. You know, because they had taught me how to kill. So each time we did a scene, the Marines would step in and say, no, this is the way it's going to go. In retrospect, I have a great deal of respect for him.
Yes, they may have disagreed on the goal of that scene, but with the hatchet buried, Lewis turned his focus to social justice and launched the Racism Foundation in 2006. The organization teaches young people the importance of living racially diverse and culturally inclusive lives.
I have a surging feeling, and I hope it's more than a hope, that a hard core of people will say, there's got to be a better way, and leave our planet for our generations to come in a better state.
We're all going to be lost if we don't save mankind together. So together, we have to solve all the problems, the racism, I'm better than you ism. We got to take better care of ourselves and one another.